What's going on, guys? K-Dog's Kennel coming at you live on YouTube on a Tuesday night with some NFL picks coming up for Week 11, coming up starting Thursday night. Recapping last week, we had a freaking tie last week. Really no better than we have the last couple of weeks. We went 7-6-1. So far for the season, we are now at 91-55-1. Thanks, Detroit. Thanks, Pittsburgh. Bastards. But anyway, we're going to dive into NFL picks for the week, starting with the Thursday night matchup, the 6-4 New England Patriots taking on the 4-5 Atlanta Falcons. This is a rematch of Super Bowl 51. Obviously, Atlanta has not forgotten about 28-3. And, of course, God Brady, all hail, led the Patriots to win. Jones playing in a league of his own, per se. He, at least rookie quarterback to come out of the draft class. Only person I'd probably put on par with Mac Jones has been Jamar Chase of the Bengals. But nothing against the Falcons, but I've got New England all day in this game. Now, and I think a lot of NFL fans that don't like the Patriots are starting to sweat a little bit because they're right there with Buffalo at the top of the AFC East, and it would not surprise me if the Patriots make the playoffs. Sorry, England haters, but it's a pretty high possibility. But got the Patriots winning on Thursday night. Moving on to Sunday, we have the 5-4 New Orleans Saints taking on the 4-6 Philadelphia Eagles. This is kind of a shock, but I'm actually going with the Eagles in this one. Eagles are starting to play a lot better right now. The Saints kind of been wishy-washy the last couple of weeks. And I think Philadelphia being at home has a decided advantage. If this game was in New Orleans, I'd probably lean more toward the Saints. But I'm going to take the Eagles over the Saints. In the infamous I don't give a rat's ass bowl, the 3-7 Miami Dolphins taking on the 2-7 New York Jets. Both of these teams are ass. But unfortunately, one of them has to win. I think the Jets are a horrible football team. Their defense is one of the worst in the league. Miami, I don't think is very much better, but I think they are better than the Jets. So in the I don't give a rat's ass bowl, I'm giving it to Miami over the Jets. Excuse me. Next up, the 3-6 Washington football team with a huge win over Tampa Bay, which I was very happy about last week, taking on the 5-5 Carolina Panthers with the return of Superman himself, Cam Newton. Newton actually scored the first two snaps that Cam Newton had went for touchdowns. I think one was a run, one was a pass. But I think the Panthers could have a little bit of a resurgence with Cam Newton. I do believe Cam is slated to start this game on Sunday. That being the case, big injury news for Washington. Chase Young, their star defensive end, out for the year with a torn ACL. I like Carolina all day in this game. I think, again, the Sam Darnold experiment, per se, could be over as quickly as it began in Carolina, especially if Cam Newton can lead Carolina to win after win after win. I think it's a pretty good chance that Carolina could sneak into the playoffs. That being said, if that were to happen, I think Darnold could find himself looking for a new team in 2022. But I've got Carolina going over Washington. Next up, we have the 5-5 Indianapolis Colts taking on the 6-3 Buffalo Bills. Kind of touched a little on Buffalo with the Thursday night matchup with New England. I think Buffalo's going to – it's going to be Buffalo or New England winning the AFC East. Right now – I give the edge to New England over as far as the division race goes. I give the edge to New England because I just think they're playing better. Buffalo and New England actually play head to head twice. They're yet to play each other. Division rivals, they'll play each other twice. Honestly, I couldn't tell you when either of those games are, but I do know they play, and those are going to be pivotal in the AFC playoff race. But as far as the Colts go, I don't think they're a better team than Buffalo. I have Buffalo winning this game. I think Indianapolis could potentially keep it close, but Josh Allen's still playing lights out football. I think there's a good chance, Josh Allen, depending on how Buffalo finishes the regular season, could easily become the MVP. I could be just, blowing smoke on that, but I think Josh Allen looks great. I've got Buffalo going over Indianapolis. I'm going to kind of speed run some of these just on account. I've got to get to bed a little early, and I got to be up at the butt crack of dawn for work. But so this video is a little bit shorter than apologize, but like I said, I'm just trying to speed run through some of these so I can get my happy rear end to bed. Next up, we have the 0-8-1 Detroit Lions taking on the 5-5 Cleveland Browns. As much as I'd like to give Detroit their first win, I was ready to do that a couple weeks ago with Philadelphia, and they laid an egg. They played Pittsburgh close. Obviously, it ended in a tie. Still not talking about it. But the Browns, 1 week they look really good. 1 week they look really bad. They looked really good when they won a couple of weeks. I don't even remember who they played 2 weeks ago. And then they just got absolutely dismantled by the Patriots last week. Almost a tale of two teams. If the Lions maybe had a couple wins, I might lean toward them. But I'm taking Cleveland in this game. Lions are still going to be winless. I mean, the good thing about Detroit is they're not going to go 0-17. They could go 0-16-1, but they won't go 0-17. I can promise you that. But I got Cleveland going over Detroit. Next up, we have the 4-5 San Francisco 49ers taking on the 2-7 Jacksonville Jaguars. As much as I'd like to give Jacksonville a little bit of credit, they've been in it. I mean, they beat Buffalo, for crying out loud, a couple weeks ago. They played the Colts fairly tough. I think this one's going to be another close game. I think Jacksonville's going to be in it. But I do like the 49ers on the road against Jacksonville. 49ers, hell of a win over the Rams this past week. Was really shocked by that. Obviously, the Rams winning the Odell Beckham sweepstakes. Rumor has it Green Bay was Odell's preferred destination. The Packers only offered him the bare minimum. The Rams, on the other hand, basically threw money at Odell, a bunch of incentives in the contract. That's why he picked the LA Rams, which kind of works out really well for the Rams because Robert Woods out for the year with a torn ACL. But the Rams looked like shit against San Fran on Monday night or Sunday night. Monday night, Sunday, yeah, whatever. They recently played. Yeah, I've got San Francisco on the road winning in Jacksonville. Next up, a game I'm literally just going to almost bypass. It's the 1-8 Houston Texans taking on the 8-2 Tennessee Titans. Titans are going to roll this fucking game. I dare say the Titans may be the best team in the AFC at this very moment. A lot of people thought Derrick Henry going down with the ankle injury, foot. He broke his foot. The Titans were going to crumble, and they didn't. The Titans have just surged, and they just keep getting better week in, week out. The Titans, I've got all day, every day over the Houston Texans. Next up, we have the 8-2 Green Bay Packers taking on the 4-5 Minnesota Vikings. First time these two teams are going to play. The Packers right now, not being biased, folks, please understand that. The Green Bay Packers are the best team in the NFL at this very moment. The Packers over the weeks have held. Let's see. Well, they just blanked the Seahawks. They played Seahawks. Then before that they played the Chiefs. Now I have to look at this because who did they play the week before? But the Cardinals. Kyler Murray. So Kyler Murray, Patrick Mahomes, Wilson, three amazing quarterbacks. The Packers defense has held those three combined to 34 points. The Packers have a defense, guys. That's not with Jair Alexander. He's still inactive. Zadarius Smith, still inactive. Imagine what that Packers defense is going to be when those playmakers get back on that football field. Packers hold the number 1 seed in the NFC right now. They're tied with the Cardinals, with the Cardinals getting beat by the Panthers. But due to the head-to-head matchup, when Green Bay beat Arizona, that loss, the Green Bay win over Arizona is going to haunt Arizona when it comes to playoff seeding. But right now, the Packers are in the driver's seat. They control the number 1 seed in the NFC, which is huge. The Vikings, on the other hand, I actually picked them in an upset last week. They actually got the job done against LA. The Packers tend to play the Vikings close. It seems like especially in Minnesota. I've got Green Bay winning this game. The Packers are a little bit banged up on defense. They just lost Whitney Merciless for the year. With I believe a tricep injury or a bicep injury. So he's done for the year. But the Packers defense, I can't laud them enough right now. They're playing well. Kevin King, of all fucking people, is balling right now. He had a big interception in that Seahawks game. But if the Packers defense can stay the way they're staying, Aaron Rodgers looked a little sluggish. Obviously, first game back in 10 days from COVID. Looked a little rusty out there, but you know what? It didn't matter. The defense carried that football game. Aaron Jones, mild MCL sprain, out 1 to 2 weeks. It's perfectly fine. We got A.J. Dillon. It's going to be the workhorse in that game. Next week, the Packers have a bye. So there's your 1 to 2 weeks, guys. If Aaron Jones sits the Vikings game and then the bye week, Aaron Jones is going to be ready to roll in 2 weeks when the Packers and Rams play, and that's going to be a monumental matchup in the NFC. But yeah, I've got Green Bay winning hands down. Not really hands down, but I do have Green Bay winning. If Mason Crosby could actually kick some field goals, I'd be a little bit more confident that Green Bay would win it outright. I think it's going to be close, but I do have Green Bay going over. Next up, 6-3 Baltimore Ravens taking on the 3-6 Chicago Bears. I've got the Ravens going over this game. Ravens have lost. They lost 2 in a row. I know they lost last week. Or no, they were on a bye last week. But anyway, the Ravens look a little anemic sometimes on offense. Lamar Jackson has flashes of good, flashes of bad. Same cannot be said about the Chicago Bears. The Chicago Bears are an absolute fucking dumpster fire. It's actually painful to watch the Bears play football. I honest to God will go on record to say a high school football team could beat the Chicago Bears at this particular point in time. That says a lot, guys. I've got the Ravens over the Bears. Next up, we have the 5-4 Cincinnati Bengals taking on the 5-4 Las Vegas Raiders. This one might come as a surprise. I've got the Raiders winning this game in a close game. I don't do scores because I can't. I suck at predicting scores, but I don't know. The Bengals are not the team I thought they were going to be. They had flashes of brilliance in the beginning. I think Jamar Chase should still have a pretty good game, but I don't know. Maybe it's because the Raiders are at home. I'm not sure what it is, but I like the Raiders. I've got the Raiders winning at home. Call me crazy, but some of these I got to take some upsets. Last 3 weeks I've done shitty with picks. I want to try to right this train, if you will. Next up, the the 8-2 Arizona Cardinals taking on the 3-6 Seattle Seahawks. As much as I want to take Seattle, a lot of this game is going to determine on Kyler Murray, DeAndre Hopkins, if they both come back. The Cardinals got outplayed, outmatched by the Panthers. I've got Arizona winning this game on the presumption that Murray and Hopkins are going to come back. I think that the Seahawks defense is trash. Everybody was talking about how great their defense was against Green Bay. Not really, because Green Bay put 17 points on them. Not a lot, no, but enough to win the game, and they shut Seattle out. First time Russell Wilson's ever been shut out in his whole career. It says something right there. But under the presumption that Murray and Hopkins come back Sunday, I've got Arizona going over Seattle. Cowboys taking on the 6-4 Kansas City Chiefs. Going with the Chiefs, and here's why. I think the Chiefs are starting to surge a little bit. I'm so sick and tired of hearing all this hype about how Dallas is the Super Bowl contender. No, they're not. Is Dallas good? Yeah, they are. Everybody's lauding them because they put up 43 points last week. They played the fucking Falcons last week. That's not really a bragging point that you put 43 points up against a bad football team. I got the Chiefs going over. Dallas is going to win that division more so by default because of the other three teams, the Eagles, the Giants, and the Redskins, or the Washington football team. Seriously, Washington, get a fucking name, would you please? Really freaking stupid, the Washington football team. But again, it's not that Dallas is bad. I don't think Dallas is as good as everybody's hyping them up to be. Yeah, they're going to be a playoff team. How far they go, that's yet to be determined. But I'm not saying they're bad. I'm just saying they're not a Super Bowl team. That's just, again, just my theory. That's my opinion. Patrick Mahomes, Kansas City Chiefs, trying to figure some things out with their on both sides of the ball for them. We'll see how it pans out, but I'm taking Seattle at home. I'm taking Kansas City at home. I'm getting tired. Bear with me. Next up, the 5-3-1 Steelers. Thanks, Pittsburgh. Taking on the 5-4 Los Angeles Chargers. Got the Chargers going over at home over the Steelers. I think this needs to be a bounce back game for Los Angeles. They've dropped their last couple, and it's kind of opened the door now for Kansas City as in the driver's seat of the AFC West. I like the Chargers in this game. Monday night, or actually, that's the Sunday night matchup. The Monday night matchup is the 3-6 New York Giants taking on the 6-3 Tampa Bay Buccaneers. God Brady, all hail. Didn't have a great game against the Washington football team. The Washington football team actually upset the Buccaneers, which casts a great deal of doubt upon Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay returned everybody from their Super Bowl winning team. Everybody praised the Buccaneers, and God Brady, all hail, for they're going to go 20-0, I think, or what? Yeah, 17. Yeah, because it'd be 17-0, the divisional NFC title and Super Bowl. Yeah, it would be 20-0. Dallas damn near knocked off Tampa Bay right out of the gate. So, for Tampa Bay to go undefeated, I knew wasn't going to happen. And it's great to see that they've been struggling against teams. The defense is quite suspect. But, a lot of people felt when the Buccaneers got to the playoffs last year that they would kind of fold and they basically flounder. They almost lost to the Washington in the wild card round. Then everybody and their mothers thought, the Saints were going to beat them in the divisional round. That didn't happen. And then, everybody and their entire ancestry thought Green Bay was going to beat them, which didn't come to fruition. And then they ended up creaming Kansas City in the Super Bowl. Do I think Tampa Bay is a Super Bowl team? I think they're a dark horse because, nobody's giving Tampa Bay, the gumption that they're going to get to the Super Bowl. I do think they're going to beat the Giants. But then again, I thought they'd beat Washington last week. I think if the Giants are able to beat Tampa Bay, I think there's going to be a lot more questions than answers down there in South Florida. Even Coach Bruce Arians, Tampa Bay's head coach, said that they're a stupid football team right now. Tom Brady's little, all hail, God Brady. His press conference was like a minute and a half, and then he freaking was like, "All right, I'm done," because he was frustrated. Like, come on, dude. But I got Tampa Bay winning this game. I just literally saw Boston Sports Report. Go check out Boston Sports Report, guys. If you guys are not familiar with them, Boston Sports Report not only does NFL picks on a weekly basis, they do NHL picks daily. They do NBA picks daily. So huge shout out to Boston Sports Report. I check out their videos every chance I get. Not really big into hockey, but basketball I tend to follow quite a bit. So, I mean, for me, like juggling, NFL pick on top of my gaming videos and my, my Twitch channel, that's enough for me, let alone, and here's, Boston Sports Report. They're doing football picks, hockey picks, basketball picks, et cetera, et cetera. Maybe they'll even do baseball picks once baseball season starts up. But like I said, huge shout out to Boston Sports Report. They are a subscriber to the channel, and I appreciate them greatly. Bye weeks this week, we have the Denver Broncos and the LA Rams on a bye this week. So quickly, I have the Patriots over the Falcons, the Eagles over the Saints, the Dolphins over the Jets in the I don't give a bowl, or I don't give a rat's ass, I think is what I called it at the start. The Panthers over the Washington football team, the Bills over the Colts, the Browns over the Lions, 49ers over the Jaguars, the Titans over the Texans, the Packers over the Vikings, the Ravens over the Raiders over the Bengals, the Cardinals over the Seahawks, the Chiefs over the Cowboys, the Chargers over the Steelers, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers over the New York Giants in the Monday Nighter. So there you go, guys. Let me know in the comments what your thoughts, your predictions are. Like I say every week, have I lost my mind with some of these picks, or can we get back on possibly a winning? We had a winning record last week, but not very pretty. But we'll see how this all plays out. But anyway, guys, I'm gonna hop off here, get my butt to bed so I can go to work in the morning. So thank you guys so much as always for watching. I appreciate each and every single one of you. And you guys take care, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Take care.